Eddie Howe talking there about the connection with the fans. That's something we've seen Brentford Thomas Frank do exceptionally well here. And there's a marked difference in Eddie Howe. Is it the right way to go about it, do you think?
Absolutely. When you think of the recent history up there as well, where Steve Bruce wasn't popular with the fan base, neither was the owner. They've changed ownership, they've changed manager. It is a new start and he has to tap into that. It's really important. Look, I think you can't rely too much upon the money that's going to come in January and the signings that are going to be made, but you would think that if Newcastle, the main concern they will have is if they get cut adrift, and games like this tonight will be a factor in that. They have to make sure that they're in there in January, in a position to really sort of kick on in the second part of the season, where Eddie can maybe get a few players in.
Yeah, they potentially will have the option to spend in January. As you said, the question will be whether they can get the players they want to come to the club at that time of year. But will that connection with the supporters, will that kind of turning St James's Park back into that cauldron, will that help Newcastle? Does that matter at the bottom?
Massively. Eddie mentions that, and he's got to tap into that. The situation Newcastle find themselves in, it's going to be really difficult for them. I mean, they'll be watching this game tonight praying for a draw. One of the teams gets 3 points. You think of the gap between themselves before, obviously, they play on Sunday. But that is one big thing that Newcastle have, that passion, that energy from their support. Not that he is not passionate, but it's a massive stadium. We know how they feel about their team, how they feel about football up there, and he has to tap into that, because at the moment, the team are not good enough just on their own to actually maybe stay up. They'll need a team to come together, and I think it's really clever management from Eddie Howe.
Who do you think should be worried? When you look at the bottom half of the table, who do you think is going to be concerned come May?
Look, I think probably all the way up to, probably Brentford. I don't think Everton will go down. I think from 13 down, I think there'll always be a level of concern. I do think those bottom 4 teams, I do think that they're the ones that you would be looking at. And look, at the end of the day, Eddie's got experience of being down there before. He looks really calm and relaxed. He won't panic. He knows a long, long way to go. Even with 10 games to go, 5 games to go in this Premier League, we've seen teams put miraculous runs together and come out of it. So at this moment in time, there's no reason to panic, even though obviously you look at that table, it can be a little bit depressing for those teams at the bottom, but there's so many points to play for. But those 4 at the bottom would be most concerned, and then anybody up to Brentford, I think, generally will be looking over the shoulders and thinking, every point's critical to pull clear of that bottom 3.